Jack Swarbrick said last night in Notre Dame that he would begin contacting potential candidates. As you know, as it always is, your name is thrown in there. So I got to ask, have you or any of your representatives been contacted by Notre Dame? Would you consider it if you were?
Yeah, the first thing I'd say is that's Notre Dame's business. Nobody else's, as far as I'm concerned. You know, what they choose to do is their business. And if they had or hadn't, I think it'd be inappropriate for me to comment on that. Secondly, you know, I'll give you the same answer I've been giving people. We give recruits all the time. You know, I've been sitting here for 11 years now, and you know, the people that throw it out in recruiting, my typical response would be to just ask our prospects or any prospects to ask that question right back to their the team that's throwing it out there. You know, I know Coach Paterno and Coach Bowden have been in their jobs longer than I have, and I know Coach Brown has down in Texas. Outside of that, I'm not sure who else is on the list. Bob Stoops, Randy Etzel, two guys that I have great respect for and are friends. We all came in the same year. I think we're the only 3 survivors from our class. So, you know, I can just tell you what I've been telling people for a long time. I like it at Iowa. I've had my paycheck. I've had paychecks from 3 different places now since 1981. My first full-time job was here. I'm not a vagabond coach, and you know, I like it where I'm at. I've enjoyed every day. Not every day, but most days. And you know, I don't see things changing here.
What about
I'm sorry, Bob. One second. And I'm going to go back to just so you guys know this. I tipped our team off. We had a team meeting yesterday morning, and I've asked them to you know, one policy's been in place, but I've added to that. I've always asked them not to discuss injury situations. I just don't think that needs to be out there. It doesn't give us any competitive advantage, and you know, I'll be the voice of that. Yeah, the other 2 things I asked them, you know, if anybody wants to ask them about these 2 topics, just bounce it right back to me. Anybody's NFL status, I can tell you right now, John Wenke is not coming out for the draft this year. We established that yesterday in the meeting. But you know, please don't ask our players about their NFL status, and please don't ask them about my status. And I gave them the same talk. I mean, it's just, you know, to me, it's all. You know, we got a lot of good things going on with our football team, and we've had some bad things going on. They've been reported too, but there are a lot of good stories, and I think, you know, those things are a lot more meaningful to fans out there than, you know, if John Wenke's going to go to the NFL. You know, so I just I'd appreciate trying to resist that temptation. But if, you know, if you don't, you're doing your jobs too. But I can just tell you right now what our players are going to tell you. Well, outside of maybe Darrell, he might give you. So you may not see him till after the bowl game.
What would they say?
What would he say?
Well, what would your players say?
What are they going to say?
Yeah.
They're going to say,
what have you told them to say?
Ask me.
Okay.
Which we just asked, so we're good to go.
Oh, Stanzi, what's his progress?
All we did yesterday is the guys went out and just did a mild run. I mean, they basically didn't do anything at all. And he's moved around really well. He was bouncing around a week ago Saturday. I don't know, you know, I mean, he probably could have thrown the ball, but he'd be at risk back there. Excuse me, but you know, things are really going well with his rehab, and yeah, we're not gonna do an awful lot with the guys that have played all season long this weekend, but he'll be out there throwing the football around, and I fully anticipate him to be full speed probably next week. He could probably play this week. I mean, it'd be a little shaky, but you know, what have you. But